pause, both of you guys talk a little louder, please. And also, I'm going to close this window. Sorry. You need to talk just a smidge louder.
You're so demanding.
Sorry, but you need to.
I'm just kidding.
Appreciate it when your fucking sound can actually hear. No cats. No, listen. You fucking getting in a fight.
You need like a bloopers reel of her like fucking with the cats.
Hi guys, it's Jessica here with Screen Queen Stream, and I am here with a new best friend of mine who's best friends with Dani Ink, which is why you're my new best friend. Let's tell the audience who you are and what you do.
I'm Jessi the Spiritual Advisor, and I communicate with people that have passed, and I read cards and palms. That's what I do.
So I thought it'd be really cool to have my cards read for you guys. I've never done it before. If you guys have seen Brides of Beverly Hills, you've seen the only time I have interacted with a psychic. So if you haven't seen that, I'm sure it's all over the internet someplace. Just go look. So let's get started.
Okay, shuffle these till you feel ready.
Okay, while I shuffle these, where can people find out more about you and what you do? Because you're way more interesting than me.
Nah, just go to Facebook, Jessi the Spiritual Advisor. I keep it simple.
Side note, every time Dani says Jess, we're like, what? Yes.
Well, you can just refer to me as Jessica, because that's what Dani, maybe it's a little more easier.
Then she calls me Ika, or... So how long should I shuffle these cards for?
Till you feel ready. Like you're going to ask questions or think about stuff.
Okay.
Like till you feel good. So while you're doing that, I have a spirit guide. His name's Henry. And I talk to him, so it looks like I'm crazy talking to the right. And then he'll tell me things. So if spirits do come up, do you want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so long as they're not mean.
No, that's living. That's like... That's when they're like evil entities and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't talk to evil entities.
No.
On Facebook or back to shuffling. At this point, I like to ask myself, how long would Heather Dorff shuffle?
Probably a long time.
So spirits are probably going to come through because I get this card. And it says, as you hold me close in memory, even though we're apart, my spirit will live on there within your heart. I'm always with you. When you lean on trusted friends and their caring hugs enfold you, with their loving arms, I'll be there to hold you. I'm always with you. And beyond the far horizon, when we'll finally be together, where love will be eternal and life will last forever, I'm always with you.
Aww.
So usually when those cards come up, it means that spirit's coming through. But
And it means that I'm with my real friends.
Yeah.
That's good.
Of course, like, I get, like, a mother and father figure. And then, like, you're, like, a very personal person. And I feel like their deaths happen almost, like, together, like, simultaneously. And
yeah.
It was, like, accidental. And I'll probably get emotional because I'm empath. And they said they're just sorry that they let you down. And they're sorry they weren't here to enjoy your success because you're big with family. And they want to let you know that they love you. And your dad's like, well, it's typical to give pink roses, but we, like, tweaked it and made them pink with sparkles. You know? And they said that you were always the daughter that they dreamed of having. And they're not sad that you weren't there for certain things you should have been at that time. Because you're non-emotional. If you were there, it would have been, you had to mourn the way you did. And they're thankful for, like, the little memorial thing that you did do on your own. And when you talk to them at night, they listen. Yeah. Sorry.
This is why I didn't want to do it.
Dorff is with the Dorff commentary.
So they want to definitely make sure they came through. And then you have a couple kitties that are here. And they just want to say thank you for loving them and taking care of them when nobody else wanted to. And then, I don't know, like, if you know someone or if she's just attracted to your aura, but there's, like, a little girl here that died young, too. And it might have been, like, someone that you touched in life, or she, you know what I mean? Like, and I want to say, like, she's in her teens. But I feel like she had cancer and stuff, and she used to watch your movies because she was big on horror, and she just wanted to say thanks for inspiring me in, like, the few years I had. Yeah. Because I think that sometimes you get stammered by people hating, and you don't realize how many people, like, because you're just trying to be down to earth, and how many people you inspire. And that's from spirit.
We're doing pink cards because
Yeah,
I like
pink.
pink cards.
So I just do the Celtic cross layout. And I don't do time because I believe that this isn't the right time. People are going to hate me. I don't follow the Bible. I follow the commandments. The Bible's been rewritten. Commandments written in stone, you know? So this is like your past, present, or your present. And when I do time, it could be within like a 5-year stretch because we're off. And
we're off just like as far as...
Like we're off on a certain time period. So within that 5-year, we can like nail it. Like it's like we're off more than that. But in this time, like we do by 5.
Okay.
And when I say something's recent, it could be 5. But I'll try to narrow it down. And basically, I do cards because you don't need my juju and I don't need your juju. We need to just keep it cool. And it's easier to understand instead of holding your hands and like freaking you out, you know? I enjoy doing spirit readings better because that's when you can tell I'm real. You know, like anybody can kind of do cards. But I actually pick up more because I'm real. And then this is just things that are going on in your life, like you're trying, like you have financial stuff together. It's like the love life that you need to get together.
Yeah.
And you are the queen. You are the queen of diamonds. So that means you have your shit under control. Sometimes you think you overspend, and like someone normal would be like, wow, you know what I mean? And it's okay to be thrifty and to save and to be savvy. There's nothing wrong with it. And it shows like you're going to continue to get even more money and do like better things with it. The more shuffles you do, the more it goes into like your future.
Cool. Can we just keep an eye on whatever the fuck that was?
That literally scared the shit out of me.
I think that was your keys.
No, it's not.
No, that was a really weird noise. It's not like someone...
It's the sound that people, when they knock on the door.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
And it's very specific.
Well, because of what you do, it's not like you don't have things around you. The only thing that I would say is like holy water and bless your house, because you go to locations that are for real legit haunted, and when you go to those places, people like to, pardon my French, can I say fuck around?
Yeah.
And they like to fuck around, and you have to understand like shit's real. Like you either have respect or not. Like I've seen the devil, it's fucking scary. I've seen demons. I have 2 with me because I have 2 angels because I do what I do and he doesn't like it. And when you leave, you need to like be legit and say like, you're not welcome to follow me. I banish you from my life for attaching to anybody else because they will. And there's like rules. So I'll have.
And I've had that. I've had problems with various. We didn't look into it enough to figure out what it was, but I've had marks appear on my body.
And that's demonic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
Like 3.
Yeah, it was like real bad too.
Because you guys go to like real locations where like shit went down, and it's not like you're fucking with it, but people are disturbing it and not respecting it as much, and they just need to have a little bit more respect. And it's just something as like holy water, blessing yourself. And if you guys can't get a hold of it, it's like $1 back home. I'll send it to you. Yeah,
I did a white sage last time, but it got real bad about 2 years ago where I would have marks and bruises all over my body, and it was like very specifically in like handprints to the point like where I would be on a film set. And I remember very specifically, like when it got the worst, the director came over to me and was like, "We should go have a talk." And I was like, "Okay," because it was like one of those like weighted talks where like, "What's going on?" I'm confused. And he was like, "So, I know that I know your boyfriend at the time, but I feel like I can't ignore the fact that you very obviously have been hit and beaten, and you have a man's hands clearly." I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, no. And he's like, "Jessica." And we looked, and there's like literally handprints on my legs. It was so fucking creepy. And I was like, no, nobody's beating me. Trust me. I'm like, these marks would just appear, and I'd have like literally bruised handprints. And like one day I woke up with like literally all red marks all over my back as though I'd been burned. Like really weird stuff.
Yeah, and you just got to be more careful, like and mindful of stuff. And sometimes it's hard when you get caught up in doing it to think about that stuff. And it's easy to not believe as hardcore that stuff can happen like that, you know. And I know it because it's life. You know, I get real bad depressed with it, but they know not to touch me because, like, I have angels and to God, and, you know, and it's just simple as holy water and season yourself. Holy water really works wonders. Like Jeremy Cruz loves holy water, huh? So, you know, and Dani, she's always like, "Can I get some of that shit?" And I'm like, it's like concentrate. If it goes down, you feel more up. So we'll do another spread. Oh, I didn't. We'll lay this over here. It happened for a reason. So, this year's kind of like sketchy. Everyone's thinking this is like the good year, but it's like 2016. 6 is the mark of the beast. So, like, there are people associated with you financially that are shady and you need to watch out. There's 2 men and a female that I feel like work together a lot, and or are associated in the circle. And I feel like you're going on to bigger and better things, and they're trying to stammer that, especially the one girl from like jealousy. And
I'm looking at Dorff because we just talked about 2 men and a female.
I know what you're talking. Yeah.
And like you need to cut that. You say there's time to cut things off, and you need to learn to cut that. And then this will bring back financial. And then, and this is probably 2017. And this is love, the love card, and finding somebody. And you're like, I don't even know where the fuck he came from. You know what I mean? But you will be happy. But you just have to let down your guard a little bit, and not be so like sarcastic, sassy.
Yeah.
Because like guys,
I've been better with the boys about that. I really have been.
Yeah. It's not that he doesn't like the challenge. It's not that he doesn't like the challenge. It's just that he needs to see that softer side to know that you're his keeper. You know what I mean? But it is the love card. If you had the 2 of hearts, I would say soulmate. And he's the king of hearts. And you're going to be a little confused because it's going to take you off guard. And then this is something regarding like the police, so maybe like calm down on your driving skills. You're a little like zoomy and reckless, so like it's not that you couldn't like get out of it, but just be mindful.
Yeah.
And then when you're away, if you're thinking about someone like taking care of your car, I wouldn't. Like I wouldn't trust this one guy because I feel like he would use it and abuse it. And then that might be where the cop thing comes into because it's 2 different things. And then here's a different monetary opportunity with an older gentleman, and then I feel like he or you are going to bring in a younger one, and I think that's where they're going to introduce you to this guy, and you're going to be like all confused because you're like, this really fucked up, but that's kind of like your life. Things have been fucked up, so I would just embrace it. Let's do one more. And this just confirms there'll be a relationship coming up. And this is like the booty card. So,
does it mean that I have booty or I'm getting booty?
Getting booty.
Okay.
Getting booty.
And then I already have booty. I feel like that's not a fair
booty card is always a good card.
Yeah, and then this is like the highest monetary amount. So this is in the future. And this is just you, like, sometimes when something so good happens, you're like, all right, who's pulling the prank? And you just have to embrace it. And this is just you being confused because this is going to take you by like a whirlwind. And even if it's a short one, at least it'll give you more hope that good guys are out there.
That's helpful.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any more questions?
I need to know that men are good. Mm-hmm. What kind of questions should I ask?
Anything you might have.
When we're talking about meeting this man, are we thinking like a year? Are we thinking less than a year? Like 5 years?
Oh, no. It's going to be like 2017 to 2018.
Damn it. What the hell am I supposed to do between
need that much
I'm going to take the booty card. In the meantime,
it's not like you can just call that card.
I'm
Like,
going to hang on to this.
it's not like the get out of jail free card.
Shut up. I need to hang on to that. So I'm like at the bar, I'm like, it's cool. I got this.
Like, give me the booty card.
Just hand them the booty card. I'm just using this on you. Okay.
Yeah,
you know what this is.
You're too busy to have a relationship right now. You need to focus. You got different career opportunities. And it's a possibility that you might even, like, move. Mm. This is a bad vibe area.
Yeah. It is. Dorff does not like it here.
It would just be better all around. More suitable somewhere else, like.
Well, I need more space.
Yeah. Well, space is good.
I like space. I really struggle with how, and I don't even know if you can help with this. I try to give everybody like my best shot at friendship, at whatever it is that they want. And it sometimes bites me in the ass. Like, I find that there's people that I like were really good friends with, and I like bent over backwards. I was like, yeah, you could stay at my place. Yeah, you don't have to pay rent. Yeah, I'll drive you around for like every single day for 3 months. And then in hindsight, I'm like, that was really not nice, and I shouldn't have done that. What can I do without becoming more jaded that would make it so that these people who are pretending to be good but are really bad aren't like let into my life. Or
do like a weak test.
What's that?
Like, I would do a weak test. If they're not giving you something that makes you happy or makes you feel good back in return, then they're not somebody good you want in your life.
But shouldn't you just have some people in your life that just don't ever do anything for you, but you're just doing something for them?
Well, you can help people, but that's by choice. They shouldn't be called friends, because friends always want to help friends, especially good soul friends that you want in your life. You know, if you want to do that, then volunteer for like charity or at the food place. You know what I mean? Because you want to do good for people. You know what I mean? Like, they take advantage of your kindness, where most people are like, she's a bitch, she's a cunt, because they don't know you in personal life. You know what I mean? So they're douchebags and assholes because they're being prejudgmental. You know what I mean? And you're trying to change how people see this industry, and people are still hating. So you just have to do you and do like the week test. You help somebody for a week, and if they don't give you a kindness or show you like something, and then if they do, then you give them 3 more days. You know what I mean? You should have time limits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm bad with that. It'll be like 4 months, and I'll be like...
Yeah, and you need it.
Because here's the thing, like, I never want to... I feel really bad. It's so bad, because, like, there's always, like, this point where, like, I know that the time where I have to give up on that person doing that thing that they really wanted to do, that I said I would help them do, that they're just not doing their part. I know it's coming down the pipeline, but I feel so bad.
Well, you know, like, you try to help people make dreams come true, but they have to take the ball and run with it. You're not God, and if they get pissy, it's because they're ungrateful. You helped them as far as you could. You know?
I guess, how do you really know, though, when you've done all that you can? Definitively, is there a way?
When you're hurt and you're done, and you know, you just don't listen to yourself enough. Like lately, you've been worried, like fighting with yourself about like reality and like film because you're so busy.
Yeah. Well, and here's like, I feel like there's times in my life where I'm like, some of the people that are the nicest to my face say the worst things behind my back.
And you gotta cut them.
Yeah. But then I'm like, cutting them, I feel bad, because I'm like, if you become a worse person, I wish everyone would just be good people, and I guess that's just never gonna happen.
Nope. You just gotta find one of my friends told me I'm a lighthouse, and I bring the boats in, and you just have to be good with that sometimes. But my mom always told me, and I'll get emotional because she's here, if you have one good friend throughout your whole life, you're lucky.
Mm-hmm. I sometimes borrow your good friend, I'm not gonna lie.
It's true. I'm just emotional about it because that's deep. And you just know, because like, you'd do anything for it. So thanks, Dee. And I know I'm emotional, bitch. It's just because you're never fucking emotional. I will cry for you, but you just know in your heart, and the good people, like, when they're really true, they'll find you. Definitely.
I do believe that, and I have learned that. And I've said, I was like, and I'm trying to get better.
I'm sorry, bitch. I need enough help anyways. You're too busy with me. So just leave it alone. And I
You can't help
appreciate
anybody else when you're helping Heather Dorff.
Correct.
Because she takes
It's a
all
full-time
of
job.
every ounce of help you have goes to Heather Dorff.
But you just have to know, like, and it's hard, and it's something I struggle with too, because I believe in the power of one. One affects one that affects one, but you can't change the whole world. There's too many people, and it's good versus evil, and all you can do is do good and know that you did good in your heart. And if they don't make the change, then they're not driven enough, and they don't want it. You know? I mean, it's nice to see good in people, but doing what I do, like, not everybody's true and genuine, and you just have to, like, and I feel like, you should know better. You know, like, where you work, like, you know.
I know, but I still, like, I like to think that, I guess it's stupid and naive. I like to think I'm like that, yay, I'm not jaded, because I fell for it again.
Oh, you're definitely not jaded, honestly. Like,
No,
when I
I'm
met,
not jaded enough.
when I got
but
in
I
the
don't want
car,
to be that jaded person. You know what I mean?
It's different though, Jess. Think about it like this. If me and you were struggling, and, like, someone helped us, think about what we would do for those people. Like, really. Because me and you would never ask. So if someone came to us and, like, helped us in a time of need, think about what that person would mean to us forever. Not just for that time, not just a month later, but years later, what that person would mean to us. And if those people aren't doing that, aren't reacting in that way, aren't grateful and fucking thankful for that opportunity, then you are wasting your time. Like she said, go to a homeless shelter and help people that really do need help.
I try to help all the cats.
Well, cats. Please stop helping cats.
You could only see so many cats, Jess. You have a little apartment. You could only see so many
You gotta
cats.
balance it,
I know, that's why I stopped at 5.
Damn.
I can't save any more than 5.
This girl's
Like, that's
like a
really-
mama bear who doesn't want kids, but like somehow helps everyone else.
I'm okay with maybe having like maybe one.
Maybe.
Well, and sometimes too, like if you can't save yourself, you can't save others. Just like if you're not loving yourself, you can't love somebody. You know what I mean? So I feel like your need to save others is you're trying to save yourself from something. Because I don't feel like you really fully mourned. You know, a great loss.
I don't know if you ever fully mourn your parents. I mean, I don't know if there's ever, like, I think, like, there's some things that are so sort of unnatural that it's just a lifetime process where it's like a constant coming to terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, it's different. I've lost people in my life, like friends and stuff, and it's very different between, like,
Oh, definitely.
a
But there's a
parent or,
level where,
someone
like,
close.
you've mourned enough that you can, like, you're not trying to fix something because they're gone. That's what I mean. Like, fully mourned enough to where you're not trying to, like, mommy yourself. And because you don't have that, you mommy everybody else. And, like, you big sister them.
Like, I try not to, but sometimes I need it.
And it's okay to do that. Do it with people that you trust and love.
Again, me.
No, right.
I mean,
Every day I
nobody.
have to be like,
It should
did
have
Like,
you
you guys
submit
didn't
after
meet by
access?
chance.
Did you meet
On
by
the Dorff.
Did you meet this?
But I don't screw you over is the
I know
thing,
you
and I'm
never would.
appreciative.
You don't meet
But
by,
I need all
you
the
didn't
help
meet
I
by
can get.
chance. You know, I feel like they're like, you guys are like me and D.
Yeah.
You know?
Except much louder and drunker half the time.
I feel like
Well,
you're the loud
half of you is louder and drunker. The other half is me.
Things will get better when, like, you, like, this is like a Debbie Downer area. You know what I mean? And, like, you're just gonna, it's just gonna change and it'll be easier for you to say, like, no, I'm done. And everybody has those problems. I have problems, like, with readings and people and money and, you know, and you just gotta know when is the limit. What's your value? What's your worth? Like, people can rip you, stomp you, tear you together, but you're, like, they can do that to a $100 bill. You put it back together, you can still spend that shit. It's still worth $100. You're still Jess, no matter what they do to you. And only you can let them tear you down. Like, I'll get spiritual and godly for a minute. I went to this one class and they said, everybody's a diamond. All of us bitches are diamonds. And we're just cut different. And the things that you've been through life make you a different cut. But you're still the value of a diamond. You know, like, you might yearn for something someone takes for granted, you know, but you know the value of you, and that's what makes you different. And that's why things will keep happening to you, because you believe and you have faith. And no matter how dirty someone does you, you're still like, I'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And that's what you just have to do. You just have to learn to cut it a little bit sooner.
I'm trying. I literally just had that
It takes
conversation. I was like, I'm trying. It took this long for me to get to the point where I'm like able to just be like, done.
Girl,
Yeah, it takes time.
you just introduced it to me. I'm like, no. I mean, I see it in me. I'm like, no. And you don't believe me.
No, because I want to feel. I feel.
No, you're trying to build a family, hon, but you're doing it in all the wrong ways.
No, it's not even that. It's truthfully not the family. I can't deal. I understand. Like, sometimes for whatever and maybe it's just me, and maybe you can tell me why. I seem to attract people that are really broken, and like I've literally had people to be like, I hardly met you, but I'm gonna kill myself. And I'm the type of person where I can't just be like, okay, go do that. I have to be like, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to stop you from killing yourself.
That's where you just need to, like, get some inspiration. Be like, I don't think that's a good idea because there's a lot of stuff ahead of you that you need to do. You know what I mean? Like, I come from something broken and I'm just taking it and I'm using it as fuel. And I think if you try that, it'll work for you. A lot of people say I'm going to, like, kill myself for this attention.
Yeah, and that's really what it is.
And they use that because they know they're going to
Think of some inspirational stuff to say, because when you say inspirational shit, or you think before you speak, because words are powerful, you can either let them make or break you, but you need to make people with it, and you need to tell them something inspirational, because it'll fuck them up, because they're thinking, oh, well, she's going to take heed to me because I'm emotional, and then maybe I can get closer in the industry or something else. It's like not that kind of stuff, you know, not on the level you need it. You'll meet people through people, and that's the best. You'll meet good people through good people. not just on your own. You know, because they can sense that you're like sucker when it comes to like cases, because you don't want to see people broken. Now there's occasional ones, but you'll get a different feeling. It's like a zap, and you're not going to get it that often. You know, like people are really honest. Something they say will touch your heart. You know what I mean? And I know it's sad when people want to kill themselves, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. Except for that one really tough.
Well, and that's it. And like that's like the thing is like for me, I've always fallen in the case of like 5 months later, I'm like, okay, let's just keep it real. Like if you're still going to kill yourself 5 days a week, like you need to be someplace with professionals because I can't handle this.
Yeah, and if someone's really suicidal, they're going to do it whether you help them or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't help them fast enough.
No. One, like even like I found with the last, like I was like, I can't just be with you 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I can't, even if I can for like a month or something, like eventually I'm going to have to go to work. Eventually I'm going to leave the state or the city or the country, you know.
Well, why don't you start up like an organization or like a charity for people with like mental illnesses or like suicidal people, or like start something. Think about that, like a hotline. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm completely unqualified. I don't have a good track record. Usually
Well,
when
you
these
can
people
know
find
people-
me and like hunt me down, they just seem to get more crazier and not better.
Well, you know people that know people. Like you don't have to deal
True.
with them. You can just like sponsor it or whatever.
Organize it.
Yep.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Now, unrelated question, but can you tell if my parents are okay?
Oh, they're perfectly fine. They're not in pain or anything. I don't say people die, because when you die, it's like their existence never existed. They passed on. And I believe, like, I've seen heaven, and it's beautiful. My pap took me on the boat ride. First you go through a tunnel, it's fucking scary as hell. And you're like, ah! And then you come out, and you're like, wow, it's like utopia. And I compare it to, like, Italy. Never been there. Watch movies. And but how their houses are built up there, and they're, like, pretty. And it's just, like, everything. You know what I mean? And they're together, and they're happy. The only thing that's missing is you. You know what I mean? Because I'm not being rude, and if she's watching, like, she can hate on me. But the other one is just, like, it was just, she just didn't fit. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Sometimes people don't fit together in a family. That's why they say you can't pick your family, but you can pick your family. You need to learn the difference between an acquaintance, a friend, and then there's a middle, there's an acquaint. Where you're like, I kind of like you, but you need, like, you're on the waiting list.
That's, I just was saying this, where I was like, I've started a thing where I'm, and again, there's part of me where I'm like, you shouldn't be that Jade, but then I'm like, you have to, where it's like, I can know you for like a year or two, and just sort of keep you at a distance to be like, are you crazy or are you normal?
Right.
You know, or are you trying to get something from me that I may or may not be willing to give? And then we'll just see.
Keep them on the acquaint list. Because they're not quite a friend, and they're acquaintance where you're like, I'll drop your ass.
Yeah.
So it is what you do.
We're just like on the lookout to be like, any crazy behaviors that you might not be like friend appropriate.
Right.
Or like have the keys to my apartment. Friend.
Right.
You know. But it's hard.
It is hard.
But Jess, do you not remember when we met? Because to be fair, I was scared to meet you. Because people make you out to be scary. Which I understand a little bit now that I know you. But,
she's like, let's be honest.
But when I met you, I was really scared to meet you. And I did not think we were going to get along. And I thought it was going to be super awkward. And then we were in the car. And then we just started talking. And by the car ride from the airport to the house, I think, A, we went through our whole life stories. B, we realized how much we had in common.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know.
But it was so weird. But it was like she said, like the zing, where all of a sudden you realize that you bumped into someone like you. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen, and you will recognize it when it does. But only when it does. Any other time that you don't have that moment, like, you should not be focusing on those people.
Yeah. I just always, I know, I'm getting better about it.
Yeah.
I know that I'm really bad to be like, I need this. Let me try to give that to you.
That's so rare.
You're like that person that goes to the pound and just like adopts all of the
I
kitties
can't
or
volunteer
puppies.
She's like
at
that
a shelter.
person?
All the kitties or puppies, but you do it with people instead of
And cats.
and not just
And cats.
not just cats, but people as well.
They were
Yeah.
black cats and nobody would take them. I tried.
You found one on the streets.
Well, like, no one else is going to put up
Yeah.
with, like, your shit like she will. She, like, you know what I mean? Like, even though she's like, I'm pissed. You're like, just give me a minute. You know, like me and Danny, like, we met at the airport. We didn't even take pictures because we were just, like, involved in each other. Like, hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? And then I was like, oh, Bean, you know? I'm sorry, you get that a lot. It's Bean over you.
It's Bean. Everybody wants Bean more than me.
But, you know, and that's
Hard.
like, if you guys, like, see each other when you're not on a trip or something, like, you just get into it. It's not like selfies, you know? It's like, let's talk real and then let's get
Oh,
to
they do
business.
enough selfies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you talk first. You have your real time.
Yeah.
Oh, of course we always do.
And Sheila likes to do selfies when she's like got her face and everything together.
True
I
that.
like to do selfies when she's like a mess because it's
Yeah,
hilarious.
because she's an asshole.
Well, that's like the big sister, little sister thing. That's
Yeah.
just what it is.
My favorite pictures of Heather Dorff are usually when she's like, "Stop taking my pictures." She covers herself with like a blanket. Or
Usually I'm
whatever
unconscious, bitch, when you're taking them, so I can't even process
Lots
it.
of pictures when Dorff is sleeping.
They're like
Yeah.
us on a whole nother level.
I just
Yeah.
ignore
It's
them.
fun.
I pretend those do not exist. If I pretend they don't exist, they don't. So I do not
They're
acknowledge
like
them.
Laverne and Shirley, and they're like Laverne and Shirley go motherfucking rogue. You know what I mean? Like with
But
liquor.
still, like it's just like even like in Ireland, I was like, I don't know if you saw the video. I was like, she gave me her room key. Why would she do that? Like, of course.
Jerks, just in case of an emergency.
I hope you learn your lesson. You don't give her
Never.
things to get in.
I don't give her my phone.
Ever.
The room key, though. I'm
Give
getting
her
ready.
Guess what?
I'm
It's in
literally naked, and she walks in, and she's like, "I have the camera." I'm like, "I am fucking naked. Give me a minute." And I put on a towel, and I have no makeup on. I'm like,
You
trying to
should
do my
know
makeup.
better than
It's
to
just in
give her
case
your
we
key.
both things happen. I like us to have room keys. You know, if we lose a room key, one or the other.
Which
can-
Also
makes
known as
complete
endless
sense
fodder.
if it were anybody
make
else.
it so easy for her.
If it were
There's a
anybody
great
else,
video
it
where I'm
would-
like, she gave me her room key. Let's see what's going
yeah,
on.
and she comes in, and I'm like, "I'm naked."
You guys still need like a big old bloopers like video. You know
Oh
what I mean?
God.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
just
that's,
the episode,
that's
please.
every episode of Scream Queen Stream.
It's my life.
Everyone.
Well, that's probably why people like love you so much. You know, it's like real stuff. And if they hate you, it's just because they can't be.
I
you
do
or
operate
they're
like on. Is there anything I could do to? I like operate on a really hard 95.5. Like it's hard. There's like not for every 95 people that like or love me, there's like 5 people that hate me. But the problem is, those 5 people are often unemployed and get really freakishly obsessed, like really uncomfortably, like freakishly obsessed. And I'm like, I am not that entertaining, right? Is it just me? Like those bitches
gonna
make it
cut
like their
this.
full-time job to be like, what the fuck is up with that woman? Like, is there a way to like make the haters hate just a little less?
Let your haters be your motivators.
I know, but like, I wish.
Why
they
do you
would
worry
just-
about 5 when 95 people love you?
Because
no,
here's the
because
thing.
the 5
It's
go
now it's
after
like-
the 95 and try to convince them. It's literally,
It's become a
it is
thing.
actually
But also,
crazy.
it's now it's like
I will agree.
4,500 versus whatever the equivalent is.
Right.
Like, so again, like it's increasing, but the problem is like the 5 are such like, and they're freakishly here. I do believe like most
Obsessive.
people have a 95 or even less ratio. But I don't feel like most people's haters are like obsessed for years. Like I literally had a conversation with one of them where they're like, I was on a podcast and I was like, they're obsessed with me. And the response was, I am not obsessed with her. I just feel like I have to follow everything she does online and in real life so that I can warn people about how horrible she is. And it was an actor I didn't cast like 3 years ago. And I'm like, that is the definition of stalking, my friend. Like, that is not okay.
Well, it still got you more views because people are like, watch that shit.
Right?
So just be like, hey, thanks for the extra
I just wish
drama.
they would go away.
There's
I'm like,
always going to
go
be people
away.
that hate. I have people that ask me why I take money for my readings. Well, it's time and energy. And they
When
said
you
it
have
was
to
wrong.
pay your
I'm
bills.
telling
They said it's time and energy, and then I told my one friend back home, and he was like, "Why do priests and pastors take offerings for their church? Like they have to, you know what I mean? Where does that go?"
How do people pay bills otherwise?
Yeah,
Why does Jessica Cameron get paid for her acting? Same thing.
yeah.
I mean, I don't pay Heather for her acting. I'm just like, show up.
Oh, that's why I said Jessica Cameron and not Joel.
I do, not much though. It's like hardly. I'm like, you're gonna do this because I know that you like the role.
Well, I made people cry during her reading, and then she went and told the other people that I haven't read, and I was in the middle of a reading, that I was awful. But why would you cry if I'm talking to spirit? And I really don't. It's not that I don't care about people. I just don't. I'm not concerned enough with your life. I have my own stuff. I have my own people that I care about. But, you know, like, why would you say I was awful? Like, why would you cry? You're not up for an Oscar. You know what I mean? And it was someone that was like an empath or sensitive, and maybe she just couldn't do it to the limit I do. But I'm always about, I want everybody to succeed. And it chapped my ass. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, meh. But then I went to an event, and I was like, yeah, I did good. $5 readings, you know? But everybody was happy.
It's just for me, and like I said, I think it's just like my struggle. It's really hard for me because I feel like as soon as, and it's hard because like the more great my career is going, I'll be like, oh my god, this is amazing. You know, this
Right.
movie got funded, and I have the cast that I want, and I have these great locations, and all this press is covering it, and all these people I greatly admire have, like, written me notes and wrote these great things. I'm like, I really admire you. There's nothing better than getting something wonderfully said to you by somebody that you really greatly respect and admire, that you didn't even realize paid attention to your work, saying something inspiring. You're like, oh my god, you're talking, like, from you to me. And then, like, you see the fact that all of these great things causes, like, the haters to, like, stir up and be like, now we're gonna really hate today. And I'm like, why today? Give me a day.
Delete. Don't even look.
Yeah.
Like,
Block.
well, look at like other stars. You know, I'm sure they have just as much. Like Marilyn Monroe, as good as people like admire her and like her, there's people that say shit about her. You know what I mean?
Especially back then.
Yeah. My goodness.
And
Trollop.
now still.
You know, like, so it's always going to be like that. You just have to rise above it. You're like succumbing to it.
I don't let it get me down. Like, it's literally just like, I just wish it would be better. And I wish, like, you know what I wish at the end of the day? I was like, if all these people put every moment that they spend writing a negative comment about me or anybody else that they're just, like, bashing, if they would spend those moments, like, at an animal shelter, or not like Heather Dorff breaking my stuff, if they would just spend that time at an animal shelter or, like, doing something good for someone somewhere down the line, how much better would the world be? How many more black cats would have homes? If they'd be like, I'm just going to help out a cat today, rather than going on an anti-Jessica Cameron tirade that nobody cares about. Like, come on. You have to have something better to do with your life. Like, I hope to God you do.
But they don't.
But they don't. That's why they do it.
They should. Go help out a cat. There is a cat or a dog at a shelter that needs some love. Go pet the dog.
Why would you want people like that taking care of someone when they can't even be nice to some other human for succeeding?
Have you ever met a cat? I feel like the cat will put them in their place if they're mean to the cat.
Yeah.
Cats can stand their own.
Yeah.
I feel like a cat can handle it. Okay. Well, this was thank you.
You're welcome.
This was very emotional. I don't ever cry for real on camera.
Sorry about it. It's what I do. I make people cry. And then
She rarely cries for real ever.
Sorry.
Even off camera.
Danny used to have a place with Rob and Brent called Project Diva, and people would come out crying. She's like, you really have to stop making people cry. I'm like, but it's good. It's so healing. But yeah, I always get in trouble.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, where can our viewers find you if they want to get their own reading? And just as a recap, none of this was staged. Obviously, you guys know me. And if you don't know her, you will get to know her. This is all just real. So if you want to have your own reading, where can they go to find you?
Just find me on Facebook, Jessi the Spiritual Advisor.
And you do travel, like you make trips. I know that you live in the Midwest, but you're obviously here in Los Angeles. So just because if you live far away and you don't live where she lives, you know, maybe message, try to arrange something. It can be worked out at some point.
I can do like online sometimes too. It just depends. Like I'll travel for big events, you know. I'm open to it.
Or for Dani Inks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for checking out Scream Queen Stream. We hope you loved it as much as we do.
If you want to see more of our videos, check out our YouTube page. And while you're there, how about you subscribe? You want to see more? Just tweet us. Find us on Facebook. Join in on the fun.
And most importantly, if you really want to join us on this crazy ride, check out our Patreon page and become a patron for amazing, awesome perks that we give out monthly.
As well as early access to all of our videos.
Free giveaways.
And a whole lot more fun shit.
So check it out.
We'll see you there.
Stay bloody.
You stole my tagline.
I did.
You're a horrible friend.